Today I'm going to be trying to recreate some of the most viral desserts on the internet. Will they live up to the hype? Let's find out. Starting with the famous Japanese fruit sando. I'm going to be making the strawberries and cream version, but I have seen other versions like peach and even grape, but I feel like the strawberries and cream one is most popular. So we're starting off with double cream or heavy cream if you're in the US. Pour that into our bowl. And I'm going to add some icing sugar to sweeten it up. And I'm going to whip it to stiff peaks. Okay, that is our stiff peaks. Now I'm going to transfer it into a piping bag because I feel like this is going to make it a lot easier to put into our sandwich. Pop a little bit more in. There we go. I'm just going to put a little sandwich bag clip on that and set it aside for now. Now we're gonna build our sandwich. So I'm actually using this nice soft brioche bread. Obviously Japanese milk bread would be the most popular and it'll be what the Japanese use, but I imagine that any soft white bread will do the trick here. The bread looked crustless, so I'm gonna start by cutting off our crust. These don't have really thick crust, so I'm gonna try not to lose too much of our bread. They're not very big slices anyway. We can't afford to lose them. There we go. It's from Aldi, by the way. It's really good. Even the crust is so soft. Now I'm just gonna cut the end off my piping bag. And I'm just gonna pipe it nice and evenly over our bread here. Please try and make sure it goes all the way to the edges. We can always fill in gaps though. How am I gonna cut this? I'm gonna cut it down here. So how do I place my strawberries? Like that. So then when I cut it, they will be open that way. That is correct, isn't it? Just mathing in my head. So I'm gonna place one strawberry there. I feel like my strawberries are a bit big for my bread, to be totally honest. Is that one too big? Let's go with that one instead. And then that one, and then that one. Perfect, okay, that looks good. And then that one can go there, and that one can go there. And then I'm gonna fill in the gaps. So I'm basically gonna build up the cream around the strawberries. So all the way down the edge there. This is a lot of cream for a sandwich. It's like a brick. Now I'm gonna place our other slice of bread on top. Okay, something tells me we might have too much filling. I'm gonna try and smooth the edges, try and make them nice and clean. This is working well. I feel like this is looking pretty good. My only concern is that it is absolutely huge. I don't think they're usually this thick. I just picked it up and I can't remember which way my strawberries were facing. Right, they're facing that way, I can tell. So I need to cut it down here. Oh dear, wish me luck. I really hope I get a nice clean slice. I'm through. Okay, the moment of truth. Does it look good? Guys, I did it! That looks really good! Okay, let's try it. It's gonna be a big bite. Oh, that's so good. So much cream, but I am not complaining. Yeah. That's amazing. It's actually not too sweet either because the cream tastes very refreshing and creamy, not overly sweet. Obviously the bread isn't overly sweet either and the strawberries just taste nice and fruity and fresh. It kind of tastes like a Victoria sponge, just less cakey and more sandwichy. It's definitely one of those desserts that needs eating when it's as fresh as possible because otherwise if the strawberries and cream and bread aren't as fresh, it's just not gonna taste as good. It's like the one I bought from Chiba, I think it was called. It was a Japanese supermarket in London. It just wasn't as good the day after. The strawberries have gone a little bit sour and this is 100 times better. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It was really good. Next, I'm gonna be making another cream-filled Japanese sandwich that I've seen absolutely everywhere, but this time it's different because we're gonna fry the bread. So I'm gonna start off with some oil in a pan here. Just gonna shallow fry it. So I just need enough to cover the bottom. Our oil is now hot. It's about 180 degrees and I'm low-key scared of frying things. So I'm gonna carefully fry our bread. That looks great. Oh my gosh, that looks so delicious. Fried bread is actually one of my favorite parts of a full English breakfast. Oh, perfect, oh my gosh. I'm just gonna do this side a little bit again, just to see if we can brown off that middle a little bit. I feel a little less scared of frying after this. Like it's actually quite calm, isn't it? Just bubbling away in there. I'm just scared of burning myself. I'm not scared of frying, I'm scared of hot oil. Does it look good? It looks so good. Right, I'm just gonna transfer it onto a plate here with a little bit of tissue on it to soak up any excess oil. Our bread is now cool enough to touch, so I'm gonna slice it in half, diagonally. Oh, that crunch. My bread is quite thin. Something tells me I might have over fried it. It's supposed to be soft in the middle and this definitely isn't soft. So now we need to create a pocket in the bread. Okay, that was very delicate, but I have got through it. It's just not bending. You know, it's not opening. It's gonna crack. If I try and open it, it's gonna crack. Should I try and prise it open with the knife? Okay, it has cracked a little bit, but we do have a very small pocket. Now I have the remainder of our whipped cream from our fruit sando, and I'm just gonna try and pipe this into the middle. It's so small. Just brush that over with a knife. Okay, so this was my attempt. If I had bigger bread, my pocket would be bigger. And if I didn't cook it so much, I could have opened it a bit more. I still feel like the flavor's gonna be there though. The ratios are just maybe a bit off. All right, let's try it. Oh my God, that's insanely good. Fried bread is an amazing food. It tastes like a cream-filled donut. I honestly don't know how this can get much better. The fried bread almost like oozes with oil in the best way possible. I know the way I described that sounds gross, but it's amazing. And it's crispy and like buttery and soft. Oh. Wow. And the cream has like melted into the bread. The best way I can describe it is a cream-filled donut, but super fresh and warm. Apparently the queue for this place in Japan was over an hour long, but this thing was only, I think the equivalent to $1. Honestly, I think it might be worth it. You know, if you can't make it at home, I'm giving that a 10 out of 10. Even though I didn't do it perfectly, I can't fault the taste. Next, I'm gonna be trying to recreate the Dubai chocolate strawberries. Now, I absolutely love pistachio. I love this pastry. I love how crispy it is. I love strawberries, I love chocolate. So I don't really know how we can get this one wrong, she says. I'm gonna start off by toasting this in some butter. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this. Kadaifi. It says Kadaifi and Kataifi. I don't know. On the same pack. Are they just different words for the same thing? So we don't need a ton. Just gonna look in, this is the glass I'm gonna be making it in. So I'm just debating how much of this I need. I'll give that a little zhuzh around. Just wanna make it nice and toasty in the butter. Okay, I reckon that's probably enough because I don't want it to burn. That looks good. Turn that off. And I'm just gonna set this aside to cool. Now I'm just gonna melt some milk chocolate. I usually do this in my microwave, but my microwave is currently broken. So we're doing it the old fashioned way. The chocolate is now melted, so I'm just gonna set this aside. And I also need to melt some pistachio cream. So I'm just gonna place this into our water and I'm just gonna let that slowly melt. So I will see you in another 5 minutes. This was a lot quicker than 5 minutes. This was only about 1 minute. Oh yes, delicious. Now everything is melted and cooked, I'm just gonna slice up our strawberries. So I'll probably just do in half, except for this one. This one's huge. Now let's layer our glass. So they kind of start with some pistachio spread around the edge of the glass. I don't know what the best way to do this is. Do I just drizzle? I think theirs was in a bottle, like a squeezy bottle. This is working fine. I think that looks quite good. It's artistic. So now they go in with a layer of strawberries. So they're gonna fill the base. Then they go in with a layer of the pastry. That's kind of falling down the gaps there. Let's give that a little shake. There we go. Then more pistachio cream. Then a layer of chocolate. Nice. Oh my God. And then they just repeat it. So in with the strawberries. Oh, this does look really good. In with the pastry. The pistachio cream. And finally, the rest of the chocolate. Oh gosh, this looks so good. They also put a strawberry on top as well for decoration, but I've used all of mine, so we just have a chocolatey top, which I'm totally okay with. All right, let's dig in. I feel like I want to give it like a bit of a mix. This is so exciting. Okay, wow. Right, I feel like I've got a bit of everything there. Yes. That looks amazing. It tastes exactly like the Dubai chocolate bar, but melted with strawberries. I feel like this is better than the Dubai chocolate bar because the strawberries are juicy, so it kind of breaks up the clagginess of the chocolate and the pistachio cream. I love the crunch too. That's seriously good. And it was also really quick and easy to make. So I'm gonna give that a 9.5 out of 10. All right, on to the next one. The next viral dessert I'm gonna be recreating is build your own cookie dough. So it's kind of like a cookie dough bar. So it's edible / raw cookie dough, and then you get to choose your own toppings. So I thought that sounded exciting, and I really like raw cookie dough. So the only part of this recipe that needs cooking is the flour, and you just need to heat treat it to kill any potential bacteria. So I did mine in the oven. You just spread it out onto a baking tray, 160 degrees C for about 5 minutes, stir halfway, and then let it cool completely. So I've got a little bowl here. I'm making a small batch. So in goes unsalted butter, granulated sugar, light brown sugar, which got stuck. And I'm just gonna mix these together. Oh, the butter needs to be softened, by the way. Next, I'm going in with a tablespoon of milk, and this is basically for texture because we're not using an egg because we're not cooking it. In that goes. And then a little drop of vanilla. Yep, that'll do. I always add too much vanilla. I don't see a problem with that though. And then I'm just gonna mix this in. There we go, that looks perfect. Now in with the heat treated flour and the salt. About a 1/4 teaspoon, and just gently fold that in. There we go. And then when there's a few streaks of flour left, add the chocolate chips and just fold these in. There we go. And because there's no baking, that is literally it. That is our cookie dough. And now we get to pretend that we're at our cookie dough bar. So I've never been there, but I assume this is how it will go. Excuse me, ma'am, would you like a small or large cup? I will take a large, please. Great choice. 1 scoop. 2 scoop. What toppings would you like? We have white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, Biscoff spread, sprinkles, more chocolate chips. I'll have some white chocolate, please. Just drizzle that over. Oh, that looks so I'll also have some Biscoff spread, please. Great choice, ma'am. You have good taste. And some sprinkles. Oh, this looks so fun. So let's try it. Make sure I get all my toppings on it because that's the whole point. Not good. Very sweet and sticky, but it is cookie dough. What do we expect? So delicious though. The Biscoff spread just makes it taste like a Biscoff cookie. I do really like this. I just wouldn't say it's my favorite dessert out of the other desserts that I have made today. So I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Final viral dessert I'm gonna be trying to recreate is Italian Bear hot chocolate, which is really thick hot chocolate with the different kinds of chocolate around the edge of the mug. I have actually had this one in the shop, restaurant I was gonna call it, before, so let's see how close we can get to it. I'm gonna start by making the Italian hot chocolate. So this is gonna be really nice and rich and thick. So 1 cup of whole milk, 1 tablespoon of sugar, but you can use more or less depending on how sweet you like your hot chocolate. 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, not hot chocolate powder, and a pinch of salt. Trust me, salt in hot chocolate is really good. Really helps to balance the flavors. Okay, so get that on a medium-high heat, and I'm gonna start whisking until it's steaming hot and smooth. That is now steaming hot and everything has come together. So I'm gonna add in the dark chocolate. This is 100 grams of 70% dark chocolate. I would recommend 70% for flavor and for thickness as well, because the more cocoa the chocolate has in it, the thicker our hot chocolate is gonna be. And like I said, you can always add a bit more sugar if it's a little bit too dark. So I'm just gently stirring this in until all the chocolate has melted. Perfect, all right. So I'm just gonna set that aside for now. And then to this little bowl here, I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of milk and a tablespoon of corn flour or cornstarch. And I'm just gonna give this a little whisk with a fork until it's nice and combined. So this is gonna thicken up our hot chocolate. Let's bring back in our hot chocolate. Get that heat going on low. And I'm just gonna gently pour this in. And now I'm just gonna keep stirring gently until it thickens. As you can see, our hot chocolate is nice and thick now. So as a test, you need to see if it will coat the back of a spoon. Just like that. So that is perfect. Look. Oh, it's so nice and thick. All right, so I'm just gonna set this aside now and we're gonna decorate our cup. I have my 3 types of melted chocolate here, so white, milk, and dark. I'm gonna start with the white. They kind of use a ladle. I don't have a ladle, so I guess maybe we'll just pour. Why do I feel like this is gonna be a complete mess? I'm just gonna have to go for it. Oh my gosh, yes, okay. Ah! So the white goes where like 1/3 of it. Yeah, that looks good so far. And then the milk chocolate, do a little bit of overlap. I can't see it from your angle, so hopefully I'm doing a good job. Hang on, let me go overboard. Yeah, that looks better, yeah. Yep, let's really make a mess. And then finally, the dark chocolate. Oh, I don't really think I have the knack yet. Oh dear. I mean, I don't feel like my attempt was bad, to be honest. Let's go a little bit more white chocolate to fill out that gap. It's all in the cup as well, which is gonna make our hot chocolate even more chocolatey. Now it's time to pour in our hot chocolate. It's actually got thicker since I left it. Wow. Does this not look insane? Come on, get to the top. Let me scrape it. This is so much chocolate. Like, you definitely need a smaller mug than this. It's legit, like, gloopy. I don't even know if this is drinkable, to be totally honest. But we're gonna give it a go. What a mess. It's definitely a spoonable hot chocolate rather than a drinkable one. That is so rich. With the chocolate around the outside as well. I think my hot chocolate is definitely turned too thick. I think where I melted the chocolate, because I had to do them all individually, and I left the hot chocolate sitting there, it just continued to thicken. So yeah, it's definitely not drinkable, but it is still really delicious. I don't love this one as much as I love the other ones, but it is also the last dessert, so it's never gonna be a fair test, is it, when I'm having something this rich right at the end. It is amazing, messy, and just maybe a little bit too much. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. So guys, that is the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Let me know in the comment section if there's any other viral desserts that you've seen online or like restaurant desserts that you want me to try and recreate, because I had a lot of fun doing these and these were all really good. So yeah, if you liked it, let me know and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.